All right, here we go. Greetings, everyone. It's Saturday evening out here in St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm sitting here watching the New York Mets game play the Chicago White Sox, and the Mets are ahead 2-1 right now, top of the third. Charlie Feldman, my number one son, and only son that I have, is watching the Mets game. He's a Mets fan, New York Mets fan himself. You got your shirt on? He's got his shirt on. Has cap on right now. All right. I don't, because I don't have a Mets gear yet, but we'll get there, Charlie. But he's sitting there in New York City with his mom and sister and other mom and puppy dog on watching television, the New York Mets, just like I'm watching. We're watching on the same. You guys are watching on your app? Okay. Just the app? All right. Anyway, they're watching on the MLB app, which you get. And we're watching the same game. I'm presently doing laundry, which I gotta go down and get it out of the dryer after a while. This is just an evening greetings thing. And say hi to Val, my dear, and Mallory, and the Crosses, and Paula, and everyone like that. I know you guys know who you are, Ashley, SLHA, so everyone. I hear that we got this. Okay, well, in my head, it's it needs you guys know that. You know, that's the one thing about all this. I want everyone to know that now that I know about all these folks in my life, and they've been there all along, Stones and all that, I don't want to be without them. And yet I'm sitting here, all alone. I'm not going to get real melancholy about it. And all I want to do is hang out with these folks and do stuff, Because I've been pretty isolated for the last 30 plus years. Now that I know there's people out there, I want to be with them right now. And it's just hard for me. It's really hard. And again, I know they're picking up at it, but I ain't Superman. I ain't trying to be. So it's all Father that guides me and has me, Isaiah 52:12, my front and my back, just like all of us. At any rate, these guys are always talking shit to me too. Ron Darling and these broadcasters. That's all right. I still threw a perfect game in Little League. Yeah, I come to find out, I don't have to talk about this, but I'll talk about it. So, when I was in 6th grade, playing Little League in Tulsa, Paul Revere, I threw a perfect game in 6th grade. Perfect shutout game, I was responsible for every out except, I struck everybody out except for, was it 2, right? For 2 batters. One of the batters he hit it back to me at the mound, and I caught him for the out. So I was responsible for every out except for one. The other out that it was a third base to first base out, and that was a perfect game. So I was responsible for every out except for the one. So it was a good game for me. I was a pitcher, and it's in the history books. I come to find out. My wife told me this a couple of years ago that it's actually in the history books. For me being the only guy to ever throw a perfect game, Little League game, and my name's there. I also have the most winningest save record, coming in the game, and also have the most win record. Perfect game, most wins, and save record in Little League history. So, and that's been since 1960 something, 69. So that's pretty wild. I didn't even know about that. I knew I threw a perfect game over the years, but I didn't know that I had the most save wins and the most wins in Little League history. So over a 2-year period. So pretty good. I had no idea. And again, my wife made me painfully aware of that. She thinks it's the coolest thing on earth. So a lot of baseball players I come to find out, like Chris Carpenter Chris Carpenter and John Mozeliak. Okay, thinks it's cool. I can't wait to go on the Cardinals with this guy and his family. That's what's going to happen. Us and the Mozeliaks, which he's all part of our family. We're going to go in on it. And he's going to run the show, Mozeliak, because he's pro at this. I mean, he was, anyway, I won't go into his detail in this particular info, but he knows who he is. And so he's going to run the show, and we just want to go and eat hot dogs and take me out to the ball game, and, so he's got it. But I want to go to spring training and all that good stuff and get a tan down there. My wife does too. I want to say one thing about that perfect game too, and this is about the people that were involved about it. In 69 when I threw it, the umpire certified the game. I mean, he called the game and he certified it a perfect game, right? And so to get it into the record books and to get it even certified as a perfect game, they had to go through all kinds of stuff behind the scenes I didn't know about. Mr. Craig, my fifth grade teacher, fifth and sixth grade teacher, he's my dad. Mr. Craig, if you hear me out there, you're my other dad, okay? So anyway, Mr. Craig had to go to bat for me. They had to test it. They had to testify and stuff before some baseball committee that I was certified as a student at Paul Revere, first of all. Also that I was of age. My mom had to produce my birth certificate. That I didn't know about any of this to Mr. Craig, one of the teachers, like I said, at Paul Revere. So he had to certify me as eligible. They thought I was a ringer, like I was probably maybe, all this stuff started coming out, like I was a eighth grader or something like that playing in a sixth grade game, you know. So they actually certified by my birth certificate that I was of age and a student at Paul Revere, and that the umpire had to go to bat for me too, to testify before something that I actually did throw the perfect game, and he called it. So it was pretty wild, everything that went into it after that. But it's now in the record books thanks to Mr. Craig, the umpire that called the game, my coaches, who I can't wait to hook up with. These guys are going to be going to Cardinals games forever, man. I'm serious, you know. We had the greatest coaches of all, man, when I was in fifth and sixth grade. We had the same coaches both years. We started out in fifth grade with a different coach, and he was replaced all of a sudden by these two men, that had played a lot of ball, semi-pro, semi-pro, had played semi-pro ball. And these guys taught us how to play baseball, had a field, had a bat, everything. So I was a good bunter. I really couldn't hit. I couldn't hit for shit. My average was like 189 or something like that. But I could field. I played right field when I wasn't pitching. I mean left field, I'm sorry. I was playing left field when I couldn't pitch, when I wasn't on the mound. But anyway, these guys were so pro, man. I mean, they were great. After I won threw the perfect game, they said, Mark Morris just threw a perfect game. Let's go get ice cream. And I was like, yeah, let's go get ice cream. In the fifth inning of the game, I can't wait to hook up with you coaches. And I know you're going to hear this. Both of them are out there. They got to teach Charlie how to play ball, too. And his team, God, we need you as coaches, Charlie. Okay. Anyway, what was I just going to say? I was going to say something about it. It was pretty wild, you know, and let's go get ice cream, you know. So I didn't really know what I did. Oh, during the fifth inning of the game that I was throwing it, our catcher, whose name was Jim Henshaw, the guy who was catching for me throwing the game, in the fifth inning, he said, hey, you're throwing a perfect game. His mom was our scorekeeper, Mrs. Henshaw, who also had to testify and everything because she kept the scores of the team, right? You know, score X's and, you know, K's and all that stuff. So she also had to testify, certified through some sort of thing that I had thrown a perfect game, that she had recorded it. Did the other team too? They were contesting it? So Mrs. Henshaw had to go to bat for me to prove that she had recorded a perfect game. It was the whole thing, man. But it's in the history books, not because I threw it, because people went to bat to make sure it got in the history books. And that's what I'm grateful for. So you can go to the Little League history books or wherever and see my name for perfect game, and winningest record, and most saves in Little League history. So, I can't wait to meet these big leaguers, man. These guys don't want to meet me. They said I'm welcome in just about every major league locker room there is. So just because I love baseball, man. So I can't wait for the Mazziliacs and us to hook up and do this. It's kind of already started, and so we're going to see a lot of baseball games. Charlie wants to be a pitcher, Mr. Feldman, my number one son, and so we're going to show him how to pitch. We got a lot of guys that want to show him, so a lot better than me. Did you know Nolan Ryan, you know the pitcher Nolan Ryan, right? He threw 5,700 and I think it's 14 strikeouts in his career. 5,714 strikeouts career, all right? So the next guy beneath him threw almost 1,000 less than he did. It was like 4,800 and something, right? The next guy beneath that threw like 900 and something strikeouts. Is it more than that, right? That's it? Nolan Ryan threw that many strikes. So I want him to please show Charlie how to pitch and his team because stuff. Hey, Charlie. All right, that's my guy right there. But he doesn't want to pitch, and so we're going to make sure he likes to pitch. They got a catcher for the team, The guy that's wants to catch a line. I told Charlie, I said, the catcher runs the game, baby. You're just throwing the ball. He's the guy that's in control of the game. And I told him, too, it's a thankless job being a catcher. So he knows. Because we're watching the game anyway. I'm just messing with Charlie. His catcher that's going to run the game. All right, so I guess I'm going to fade on this right now. I love you, Samantha. Thank you, my dear. Charlie, I love you, pal. Vale, you're mine. You and Mallory, my number one daughters. The best daughters I ever had. Vale and Mallory, I love it. And Olivia, I love you, Mom. She's always there. Olivia's like I said, their mom too. So, and Papa, of course. Well, I want to say just everyone. I love you guys tonight. So, all right, okay, I gotta go. I'll see you, ciao. Baseball, man, gotta go.